Hello everyone, welcome back for those ones who have seen my channel, and welcome to anyone who's new over here because I'll be showing some baby knits, and this time is a little hat. So I'll move over here and I'm going to show you a few clips that I have a tendency to record while I'm knitting. So you may see that I use US size 2.75mm needles, which is I think US size 2, which is 2.75mm knitting needles, and they're Chagoos, and the cable is brilliant for anything that it's heavier, like sweater and stuff like that, because I use very delicate yarn over here and I was kind of stretching a little bit, just saying like that. Otherwise the tips, so the actual metal pieces, are beautiful. So that's that. Let me know what your experience with those knitting needles. I believe if you knit sweaters and hats and stuff like that, like the heavy thing, it'd be perfect because it doesn't move around and stuff like that. Just saying. I don't have any others, so I'll be still continue and using them. But magic loop with those, a little bit. You'll see I have kind of ladder over here. And I know, tight second stitch, I hear you. It's a white yarn, so hopefully you'll be able to see what I'm showing. I took some pictures there, how it looks on my little one head. And let's move on straight away to the pattern and the yarn I used. But maybe first the pattern. So there's a free knitting pattern. It is called Alladin, but actually it's B21/34 Alladin, designed by Drops Design. And I'm not so eager to knit Drop Design's websites because the way the pattern is written, the form for me, sometimes I don't get what they want me to do. However, on the screen you can see that it is a recommended yarn. It's sport, and they go with Drops Alpaca, which I'll show you in a sec what I used. I actually used Drops yarn, 26 stitches. They recommend to use 2.25mm knitting needles, which is US size 1. I went a little bit higher. The sizes you can knit is 1 to 3 months, 6 to 9 months, 12 to 18 months, and 2 to 3-4-year-old baby. So I knitted 12 to 18 months, and it's just like spot on, let me tell you, with the gauge I got. And the needles I use, as you can see, and over here I'm just showing you straight away yarn. So I received this beautiful 50 gram as a gift, and I think that was gifted after my little one was born. And this Drops Baby Alpaca Silk. So we have silk and alpaca over here, so we have a bit of warm into it, but drape, so it's not too warm, and it's beautiful for a month like now, which is April, May, I would say. So to go in the car and have the hat on your baby, or like you're just moving places. But I go still with a thicker one for sometimes walks and trips. So my elf pattern, so check that out. It's really cool. It's windproof and it stays on the hat, so I really like it. I definitely will be knitting a bigger size this coming Advent, Christmas, for sure, because this pattern actually is designed for Advent. So anyway, coming back to this gives, as you can see, a lovely drape. The alpaca gives that nice a bit of halo. So if you've seen ever these photos on Instagram that there's a mohair picking out, that's what we're talking about. Over here it's not mohair, it's alpaca. So personally I think alpaca is slightly softer, slightly more softer than mohair if you would want to mix to achieve this look. But yeah, I'm in the process of knitting a sweater with mixing mohair and fingering weight yarn, and I hope it will soften up a little bit in regards once I wash it, right? But I did a swatch and stuff like that, so it's just like a question mark actually. So anyway, let me explain you the construction in case you would want to knit it and what I have changed. So first things first, I understood in the pattern that you should knit this hat flat and then seam it, and I did do it for my patient lasted up till here. And then I just went with the round, and I was doing magic loop on the, like I said, not so flexible cord in the knitting needle. So the knitting was, you know, here and there. I was very aware that I'm going to get the ladder because of that, and I slightly did. Even the washing did not mix it up. Obviously I could take like a tapestry needle and play with it a little bit, and that would fix that if you start pulling the right or leg of the next stitch and next stitch and next stitch, and just kind of play around like that. I believe you would be able to fix that. So what I did, I knitted flat for a period of time, and then decided like, what, we could do it in a round. Why I need to seam it afterwards? So I just joined it and I continue that. However, the increases and decreases there in the pattern, I did them differently. I did my it's not mine, it's just the way I like. I do central double decrease because that was the simplest way. The way it was explained over there, they asked you to even use a cable needle to hold the stitch, and I'm like, what? Let me show you how it looks. I can do similar stuff without puffing and huffing, right? I have a baby next to me, come on, an extra needle. So yeah, so I did central double decrease, and so just in case you were wondering how that looks. And for increases, increases, they tell you to do yarn over, and because you're knitting flat, you then purl on the wrong side, the way that you're not creating a hole, right? But at that stage I was still knitting flat, so I was like, no way, I'm just lifting and knitting straight away with it. Although what I would do, I would definitely knit in round next time and do the yarn over and lift up. Although I would, pattern doesn't say to do yarn over left, yarn over right. If you've knitted any of my patterns, I do that with a, so check this out, even the tutorial over here, a toe up sock using yarn over increase. So the way that you're doing yarn over and then knitting through that leads you to one way and another way. Over here it doesn't, but I just wanted to do that, so I did that. I would do that next time if I knit it. And I love the fit, and I loved it. Everything kind of goes through nicely, so I would definitely knit it again. What else I've changed? I haven't changed that much. The fun bit was to make these, and I used double pointed knitting needles, wooden ones, to create those. And did I do it as the pattern was saying to do? Yes, I did. But you can do it many times, different ways if you want to. However, they say to create them and they attach them, and I'm like, what's the point? I just picked up stitches and I started doing it from the hat, so I knew that if I was bad sewer, this thing will not come out. So that's definitely a solid. I don't have to worry too much about it. So just pick up from wherever you think it's nice and just continue that. And I did this, and I think it uses four stitches. So just do two, so do two on each side of the double decrease. I would say just pick them up and just continue, and I did it by quite a nice length. So this is my phone. Yeah, almost twice the length on my phone. Yeah, so if you're wondering, on the forehead, so on the forehead you have one triangle, on the ear another one, and on the back this little piece, and then you have a cute finish on the top. Recommended to knit it. It's a brilliant idea. It's just, I would say, go straight away to knit in the round. Yeah, first you definitely can use 16-inch circular knitting needles, then you will need to go with the magic loop or DPNs. If you have a baby, I would recommend magic loop, safer, and then DPNs for, well, 2 DPNs just to do this because it's way quicker. And get yourself some Alpaca Silk blend because you will feel that lovely draped. And also can kind of stretch a little bit because of the alpaca. It didn't. I hoped it would, because I thought like, oh, I don't think it's big enough, So, but it slightly stretched, but not much, to be honest, that I was hoping for. So I will need to maybe knit another one, and I think it's brilliant for summer because I don't think it is so hot, you know, but it gives that breeze, and it's white so sun does not go on it. And obviously I tell all the time, if you have a hat that it's acrylic and you have the one with the wool, put it on the window sill, leave it for a while, and then after a while put the hand into one and hand to another one and see the difference. The yarn inside will be cool, so if you see a baby with the woolly hat and it doesn't move and run and heats up itself, it will be like a flask. It will create the cool effect inside. However, if the kid runs, obviously it heats, the kid heats up, and the hat will keep that warmth. But if you have acrylic and you check it out, you will feel it's boiling hot inside. So just to be aware that, you know, acrylic is just plastic, so plastic heats up. And also from perspective of, to be aware that the wool is fireproof, let's say that way. Acrylic will melt in case you will be near the fire, and it will soak to the skin, very hard to pull out. So any polyester t-shirts you have, I try normally wear at work a cotton one just in case. Just that my opinion about that. Obviously also a healthier thing, that if any little fibers go around, it's, you know, it's natural fiber. So thank you so much for the gift. As you can see, I know the person might be watching it, so it was loved and used. I'm going to only wait how much I use. I haven't, so maybe I'll put it over here, and how much I have left to figure out what I'm going to do with this. Maybe some cute socks for summer, because that will be the same story. It will just be light and breeze. If you're interested to watch more baby knits, here is the link to the playlist. Hopefully I'll link it down below. If you ask me in the comments to do that, then I will do that. Probably I will not have time to do. So sorry about that. If you've knitted anything for a baby and you really like it, maybe some free knitting patterns or maybe paid for patterns that you really enjoyed, let me know. I would really want to try it, and I hope to see you in the next one. And I think the next baby knit that I'm going to have on the knitting needles is socks, because you use those a lot and they're go missing sometimes. Bye.